Hey Magda, this is Mike, and I wanted to show you how I would edit this photo. Just so you're aware, it will be difficult to get excellent skin tones across both of these just in Lightroom. So what I'm going to end up doing is kind of editing this in twofold, and then bringing them both together in Photoshop, and hopefully we can turn something out that looks good. So all I've done here is I haven't done any edit. I just kind of cropped in. I'm not sure if I'm set on how this crop is or not. This bar up here is bothering me. And then kind of the position of how I had to chop her hands. So I might play around with that a little bit more. I'm not sure. But I mean, the purpose of this would be just to kind of show you how I would edit this and hopefully get good skin tones between the two subjects. So just as a caveat, I really like how that looks, but I know you want this in color. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to use one of my own presets. It's RLP02 Plus. And already I like how this is starting to look. The only thing that I don't really care for so far is kind of the tint here on her. It looks like it has a little bit too much magenta. And I might... Let's see, I might actually soften the clarity just a little bit. And what I'm hitting now is the J key to see if there's any clipping, and it doesn't look like there's any highlight or shadow or blacks clipping, so I'm just going to hit J again and turn off the clipping. If there was black clipping, you would see let's see, let's put this back. There was, you would see it somewhere, or maybe it's not going to show it to me. Well, regardless, it's probably because the tone curve on this particular preset, like if I drop this down, let's see, you see those little black the little blue dots that pop up? That's basically what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to reduce and change those if I saw any black clipping. So I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna apply RLP02 Plus, and I like how this is starting to look already. There's a little bit of grain built into this preset, so I'll drop that out. So like I was saying, I think there's a little bit of magenta here tint on her face that I would like to get rid of, but we're gonna work this in kind of a two-handed approach here. So I'm going to concentrate mainly on him first, or her, I'm not sure. Sorry. I'm going to concentrate on this subject first, skin tones, and then I'm going to make a decision on how I want this to be edited. I like the shadows about right there. We'll put the exposure back to where it was. Come over here to luminance. I think I might raise that up just a little bit because I think that looks better, and I'm overall happy with that. So I'm just going to take that into Photoshop, get that squared away. Then I'm going to minimize Photoshop, and now I'm just going to focus a little bit on her now and kind of warm it up a little bit. Maybe not that much, maybe not too much on the exposure, somewhere right in there. I'm going to adjust the tint just a little bit, and I might actually use a tint brush just to kind of get some of that pinks out. Something like that. Let me shrink this down a little bit. Go back over here. Alright, now I'm going to take this one into Photoshop as well, and then I'm going to merge the two. I don't know why my Photoshop keeps doing that. So then I'm just going to click on this tool. I'm going to click and drag it over here. Just line them up real quick. Like that. And then I'm going to create a layer mask. I'm going to invert that layer mask with Command or Control I. And then now I'm going to use a brush at kind of a low opacity here and just paint over her skin. And I might actually end up raising the opacity a little bit, or just going over it a couple more times in some focused areas. Something like that right there. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to flatten the image. And then I'm going to go back up here to camera raw filter and play with the shadows a little bit. I like high contrast images, so just so you know, that's kind of just my thing. I want to do nothing like that. Let's take a look. We're just going to slide these around to see what we like the most. Somewhere right in there. And I think somewhere right there. I like that aqua on her shirt. Here I'm going to go over to saturation. I'm going to drop the blues out just a little bit because I'm getting some blues spill over into these whites. Somewhere right in there. I don't know. I kind of like how that looks. I mean, there is already going to be a stark contrast between her skin tone, obviously, and the other skin tone as well. So it's you'd have to play with it a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with how this looks. And there's a little bit of grain in here, and that's just because it was built in that preset. So let me know. I'm going to drop you in a Facebook message. I will drop you the link to that preset, and you can have it for free. I normally charge it, but since I showed you how I would edit this photo with that preset, I will throw it in there. So hopefully that was helpful. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. If not, I'm sorry.